And now for something completely different.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under.
Do.
The vote is in.
The vote is in.
The vote is in.
beep, 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 beep.
The vote is in. The tallies are done. Everything is counted.
And
America's racist.
congratulations to us.
Yes!
Yay.
Oh.
We don't have an applause button.
Oh. Where's the please clap? I need the please clap again. Do we used to have the
think
please
I still
clap.
have it over
Please
here.
clap somewhere over there.
It's
It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
I don't
think you have the please clap anymore.
I think I removed it because
think you Yeah,
there's golf clap.
that's it. I'll do that one. I'll take that.
That's something.
That's all we need.
That's,
Yep.
better than nothing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we're racist.
Yeah,
America
everybody's
is
racist. America's racist.
Everybody's racist.
Everybody's bad when it's part of a team. I don't. That doesn't work
Everyone's
so
a bigot when you talk to the heart.
well. Sure.
Something like that.
Anyway,
So that's good news. So we can stop arguing about it now.
that's right. See, more Americans say
They say.
that they want Congress to investigate Black Lives Matter protests than they would want them to investigate the January 6th U.S. Capitol riot investigation.
Well, why would they want? Oh, you're right. That if more Americans are saying they want them to investigate BLM,
That means more
then they
Americans
are.
are racist.
That is very racist.
See,
oh my
that
goodness,
is so racist.
I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, but
no,
no,
that's
you
it.
got it.
I'm right on the point right there.
You are.
We are
Wow.
right on. See, I told you.
This is that unspoken stuff that not a lot of other people catch on to.
Yeah, this is what it is. America's racist. That's all it is right there.
Wow.
The news may serve as a boon to Republicans who have argued that that any truly bipartisan commission to probe
See what you did there.
the Capitol riot ought to be broad enough to include an investigation into the wave of violent riots that have ravaged America's cities over the past, year and a half, following the death of George Floyd and before. Because it happened before then, we just stopped counting that.
Of course, because why would we count?
Before George Floyd.
Yeah,
It's
because-
like BC and AD.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
It is in American history now.
I guess
We're now in year 2.
we have hit a turning point.
We're in year 2 of ADGF.
That's a lot to remember.
I know. According to the Rasmussen reports, 66%. 66%.
That's a lot.
2/3
That's a lot.
of likely U.S. voters think Congress should investigate last year's violent protests in which more than 2,000 police officers suffered injuries in the line of duty.
You said duty.
Only 21%, or roughly 1/5 of Americans, said that they don't think Congress should investigate the Black Lives Matter riots, while 13% that they weren't sure at all.
How can you be not sure?
They were not sure because they're political, and so they're saying, "Well, we're not too sure of that."
I mean, there's
We're
nothing
not too
there's
sure.
nothing to be unsure about. The people went through and they looted and destroyed and vandalized.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be honest, if they hadn't done that, if that wasn't a majority of what we were seeing,
Yeah.
and
It was just whatever.
yeah, it was just whatever, and or even an occasional random
Like, yeah, one
outlier,
one million
once in a blue moon thing. Yeah,
That
not a
normally
big-
happens anyway.
yeah. Then I wouldn't be.
If it was just Chicago,
yeah, I wouldn't say anything. But when it's been everywhere they pop up,
man.
I'm just saying, they need to be investigated. There's no questions about it. The only reason why they're unsure is because they don't want to be known to have said that they think it should.
Yeah, and they're being, that's what I'm saying, they're being political.
They're being coerced, I think is the word. Coerced.
Coerced?
Coerced.
Coerced?
Coerced.
Coerced.
Same thing.
whatever. In contrast, the poll found that significantly fewer Americans supported the investigation in the Capitol riots. Quote, the number of voters who want Congress to investigate last year's violent protest is higher than 49%, who say that they're in support of the White House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's Select Committee investigation of January 6th.
Well, of course, the other side of it, if you get technical, is they're saying they want Congress as a whole to like randomly pick people and make the committee and have them investigate, as opposed to Nancy Pelosi going, I want you and you and you. These are our finest people for the job.
And those are the best Republicans that we could come up with.
I don't know why, but every time I want to read for her or pretend that I'm, from whatever, impersonate her or whatever.
Like Queen Victoria?
No, I end up leaning towards like a Julia Child kind of thing.
She's not tall enough to be a Julia Child kind of thing.
No, she's
Nowhere
not.
close.
But I think
Nor is robust.
I think it'd be funnier though.
It would be.
At least Julia Child had a talent.
I mean, we know that her voice sounds like the Crypt Keeper, so
it makes just as much sense.
Yeah, results from the survey, which was conducted, July 16th to the 18th, comes as Pelosi's Select Committee investigates on the events of January 6th. The survey indicates that Democrats may have overplayed their hand in estimating the broad public support for said commission. While support for the January 6th commission appears to be divided pretty neatly down political lines, the prospect of an investigation into Black Lives Matter, on the other hand, garnered widespread support in nearly all demographics, including Democrats.
Good.
67% of whites, 64% of blacks, 66% of Hispanics, and 62% of other minorities think that Congress should investigate the 2020 riots in U.S. cities. Wow. 75% of Republicans, 60% of those are Democrats, and 63% of the people that voted that were said they weren't affiliated with either major party.
Those are not little numbers.
That's pretty big numbers.
That's kind of past that.
That's past the
middle
margin.
ground. Yeah. The margin of error is still makes it a really big number.
I mean, even if you include the margin of error normally, which is 1 to 4%.
Yeah.
That's still above the
that's
center.
way
it's still
above.
there. It's still within range to say you need to do something about this instead, Congress, morons. Yeah, the National Police Association, which helped conduct the survey. Mm-hmm. That's not good.
No, well,
that kind of shows an idea that there might have been a skew in the numbers.
It's a possibility,
I'm gonna
or at
point
least
that
the
out.
way they worded them, or what have you.
Right. They could have skewed the numbers. I will point that out because that has to be said. Whenever you see somebody that says so and so could help conduct the survey, or so and so helped, or so and so funded, or you need to make sure you understand where that's coming from.
Yeah.
They noted that the reaction to the results that a failed response to the Black Lives Matter protest likely set off a nationwide crime wave that is still underway today.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
They still came to the same conclusion that we've already come to, so I can't say that they did a bad job there.
Well, no, but how you get to that point makes a difference. Because the one thing that's supposed to separate us from anybody else is the fact that the ends do not justify the means.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue, right?
And if you're, and we don't know, again, we're just putting out there as a possibility. Mm-hmm. When you have something like the National Police Association, which they could very easily have helped skew things to answer and flow a certain way.
They could have changed the way that they asked the questions. They could have changed a lot of things about it.
So, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Quote, when the mayors of the cities, mayors of the cities in which violent riots took place in 2020 refused to let police immediately stop the crimes taking place, it sent a message to violent criminals across the nation that crimes will be allowed and criminals won't be touched.
That's how it's been going for a while, though.
Yeah, but now it's even bigger. It's even more.
No, I know that, but I'm saying they've been doing this for a little bit now.
And that's what they're saying. For the last year, at least. Violent crimes have increased nationally, and the lack of support from politicians has resulted in a number of police officers declining into short staffing requirements. and having retention issues and crises.
Crises. Well,
All the rest of it.
that's a shame. But
Yeah.
so
That's what it is.
the numbers are in, and America is officially racist.
Yep, we are all racist, America, and give yourselves a pat on the back.
Yay.
If we're going by Democrat standards, we're all completely racist.
Congratulations
Because we
to
want
us.
to investigate Black Lives Matter.
I feel like we should be doing a speech like they do at the Grammys. First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without him, we couldn't be here. And I can thank my producers and my fans, especially the fans. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
Oh, you'd like to thank me. Thank you so much.
And we want to make sure that, hey, we're going to be here next year, guys. So let's do this again next year.
That's right. Amen.
Baba Booey, Howard Stern, Baba Booey. Like, what else am I supposed to do? I'm done. Big Little Snarky Jackal over on Twitter. Isn't that an Australian rock band? ADBC.
Pretty close.
Almost.
Pretty close.
Almost. Apparently, Tech Roo is begging for someone to take Liz Cheney.
Please.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Big Bull Snark Jackal. I was channel surfing one night and I thought I found a Dick Tracy movie because Prune Face was on the screen. I was mistaken. It was Nancy Pelosi.
Nice.
Nice.
Good try.
And now for something completely different.
I like that button.
I do too. One thing you can say about Piers Morgan is that he's impossible to pigeonhole into one socio-political camp. I mean, let's
Really?
be honest. It's difficult.
To pigeonhole him.
It is.
That's a
yeah.
that's a big statement right
well,
there.
I
I'm
know
just gonna
you.
say that's-
You end up saying that he's leftist
Uh-huh.
because he's obviously anti-gun,
Sure, yeah.
but then he stands up loudly against the whole woke culture,
Okay, all right.
and vigorously defends freedom of speech,
Okay, sure, yeah.
which is obviously not what
Unleft
his side does. Not even a little bit.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, Morgan once again is turning more than a few heads, not only for bashing American gymnast Simone Biles for pulling out of the Olympic competition because she claimed she wasn't in the right mental space, but also for ripping unvaccinated individuals. I've been debating. I figure everybody else has kind of beaten that whole Simone Biles thing.
I'm not even caring about it's done.
Well, no, but you do understand why she quit. There was a couple. There was
She had a psychological breakdown.
No, there was a stretch where they had, at least from what I had read, she had done her routine,
Yeah.
and the judges didn't grade her on it. They didn't give her any numbers or didn't give her fair numbers because everyone there all agreed that she was at expert level, and had anybody else in any of the other countries of any of the other teams tried to do the moves that she did, they would have hurt themselves, so it is unfair, so they're not going to give her full points. That's where it started.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't.
And then
know
it trickled down, and that's when her mental state was like, how am I going to, what's the point? I came here to be the best, to
Then
show
go
who's the
home.
best, and be.
Just go home.
And that's what she did.
Yeah, just go home.
Which is funny because Charlie Kirk turned around and I saw today was blasting her ass for it.
Okay.
And I'm like, why?
All right, I got a question because all the people out there, and I mean, if you're a socialist, this makes perfect sense to you. So that's where you're going here. But if you're a person that actually believes in somebody achieving something based upon their own merits and with
being the best,
being the best that they can be, whether despite what anybody else says, being better than themselves, is kind of where it goes. She could just be the best her.
Yeah.
Okay. If that is the case, if what you've just said, because I haven't read it,
I have to double check on it, but that was the articles I had read.
I'm not
and things
going
I'd read
to
on.
because I don't care.
No, I know.
But if that is what you said is correct.
Yeah, if what I'm saying is
she
accurate.
did her routine,
and they
decidedly didn't give her a score, and then when they gave her a score, it was a debated score over the top of, well,
No one else
she's
could do
just
it.
so good that we can't score her properly.
Yeah.
Then give her all 10s, you dummies.
Well, yeah, but
She's done her job by being the best.
Yeah.
Give her all 10s and shut up.
yeah. Well,
At
but that's,
that point.
but that's why she.
That's
To
what
my
she-
understanding of the whole situation, that's why she
Perfect.
left.
You know what?
Is because
I'm
she's
good-
like,
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. For a person, anybody out there, if your entire section of life, you spent 5, 6, 10, 15 years doing something to become the best at it.
Yep.
The
and then
best.
Here we are.
It changing different moves, revamping how, literally changing the way your body is structured.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing.
Living.
You're living and breathing this environment. You change your musculature to do this sort of stuff. Like, there is a different, everybody's body's different anyway, but there's different muscle definements that happen because of this. Mm-hmm. She did that.
Yep.
And she did that to the nth degree, if what you're saying is correct.
Again, I have to double check, but I believe that's how I read it.
Caveats for everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If what you said is right, then shut up, and if she, and don't go back on, don't go hard on her. She did her job. Everybody else shat on her, and she said, nope, I'm done with it.
Yeah, don't blame her at all.
I've done my job, and you guys just poo-pooed me, even though I'm better than everybody else. Screw you. I'm done.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's how it should be.
Yep. And I wouldn't, and as sad as it is for her in that instance, I wouldn't go back to the Olympics for anything.
I would never go back.
I just
never, ever. It's too political now.
Well, yeah, and I was afraid it was going to happen, but
it is because
it has happened.
Like the only reason why I saw this is because I skimmed through the news.
Yeah.
There was one person that did a whole routine, and then like at the end they were doing this thing about Black Lives Matter. At the end of the routine.
Were they American?
Yes.
Okay. I can at least understand it if it's
No.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. I can at least, I don't understand it because their arguments are all pointless, but I at least kind of get it from America's side point because America was the only nation to actually literally kill itself and each other over slavery. Okay. Other than any other nation. So it's humorous to me when another nation starts complaining about Black Lives Matter and stuff. And I'm like, wait a second, you guys were doing it way longer and with way more, less remorse than anybody else did. And you're going to complain now? The only reason why you said anything is because
all these people in America.
Yeah, exactly. You're not real. Shut up.
The people in America went to Europe and said, no.
You're being picked on. You're a victim now. Mm-hmm. Really? I don't know it. Anywhoozin.
Yeah.
Morgan, in addition to being very much in favor of getting the COVID-19 shot, threw down in a big way against those who haven't yet been vaccinated.
Okay.
Quote, those who refuse to be vaccinated with no medical reason not to should be refused National Health Service care if they catch COVID, he tweeted. I'm hearing the anti-vaxxers using up the intensive care unit beds in London at a vast expense to the taxpayer. Let them pay for their own stupidity and selfishness.
Now, okay, so Piers Morgan, once again, Piers Morgan is UK.
Yes.
He's from the UK.
He's very much
He's
from
been on American TV, but he's British.
Yeah, he's very much from the southern end of...
And that's why he goes NHS, National Health Services. Okay, first off, all right.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
I'm with it.
All right. Here's another key issue, though. In America, there's a problem with that.
Because we don't have a national health service?
Not only that, but there's also another problem with that.
I thought that was it. That's the main problem is that we don't have a nationalized health care.
We have another problem.
I mean, we do if you count Medicare and Medicaid.
Right. I mean, what I'm saying is a lot of the people that aren't getting vaccinated are in the lower income levels, and those people that are in the lower income levels also happen to be under our national health care.
Yeah. So
what he's saying is he's racist.
Yeah, well,
no,
that's not racist. It's classist.
It is. No, this is racist because
most of them are black
mostly
people.
affects the black,
that's right,
black, Hispanic, and other minority communities.
Piers Morgan is a racist.
Piers
bastard.
Morgan is also a racist. It looks like his time in America has infected him.
Oh, it's a shame.
It is a shame.
Everybody's
racist.
With us being racist,
America being racist, the world with
we
racism.
are affecting the world. Holy
racism
cow.
all over the world. Because
somebody call Putin and have him just come take over right now because we obviously are not handling this properly.
Or Xi.
Or both. I mean,
the Xi Putin regime.
It'll be like Man in the High Castle, but instead of Germany and Japan, it'll be China and Russia.
I think that actually makes a lot more sense nowadays.
It does.
Nowadays, it definitely does.
He had preceded the aforementioned tweet with a separate shot across the bow at the vaccine hesitant to quote the furious determination of those So many who supposedly intelligent people to refuse to be vaccinated against COVID is staggering, incredibly stupid, and deeply depressing. What the F is wrong with you? Really?
They don't want to get the vaccine. That's all.
They don't want their blood to coagulate. Or
They don't want to get a shot and have to deal with the side effects, and they don't want to take something that hasn't been actually deemed as generally safe.
You know what I've heard, and it makes me giggle. There's a theory by certain people going around that the COVID-19 shot is the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
Which is dumb because the mark of the beast clearly says in your head or on your hand, not in your shoulder.
Maybe it migrates.
I don't know. I just
maybe it migrates. They can shoot it wherever and it migrates.
Well, I mean, obviously it would go over your entire body, but I just find it funny that people are actually having that debate. I'm like, no, stop it.
Stop, guys.
Stop it.
Stop.
As with all peers related, he has himself a devoted group of loyalists and his share of rabid critics. To wit, quote, "I'm double jabbed and have now been diagnosed with myocarditis." I've never heard that one.
I'll look it up. Keep going.
It is caused by the vaccine. No one knows the long-term effects from this. Injured by the effing vaccine. I wish I'd never taken it. One commenter replied to Morgan. So piss off trying to force people to take this poison. Also, a highly provocative tweet, but he has a point, another user noted. If you refuse to undertake a simple medical procedure designed to prevent the condition, I struggle to see why you deserve the time, cost, and resources of something entirely self-inflicted, end quote. You find what?
Here's myocarditis.
Myocarditis?
Carditis is known as an inflammatory cardiomyopathy, which, inflammation of the heart muscles.
Ooh.
Yeah, symptoms can include the shortness of breath, chest pains, decreased ability to exercise, and an irregular heartbeat.
Wow.
It can go from hours to months to killing you.
Holy cow. I mean...
Alrighty then.
I mean, that's enough of a reason for me not to take it.
I'm done.
Yeah, you don't have to sell me any harder. Here are some other reactions from both camps. Quote, I admire the writing of this tweet, one commenter said. Furious. Another one is anti-vaxxers. Antics will stop the world, pulling us out of this pandemic.
We're already out.
Yeah. They all need to wake up. Another one, vaccines work. It is proven. Not 100% effective, but neither are seatbelts. But people still buckle up when they get into a car.
Bad analogy, guy.
That is a horrible analogy because the only reason why people buckle up is because they have to or they get a ticket.
It's a legality there.
And
Even with seatbelts, okay? Even with seatbelt laws, you still find people that don't buckle the seatbelts.
The only reason why most people do it now is because the damn thing won't stop dinging unless you do.
Because it gets annoying.
It does.
Yeah.
That's why, honest to God, that's one of the reasons why I love riding my motorcycle. One of the main reasons.
No seatbelt.
You just got on it and go. There is no seatbelt. Of course, obviously, and I've taken a tumble before. There's nothing there to protect you either. Once those wheels come out from underneath you.
You need to get those chaps, boy.
Yeah, no, well, I shouldn't have been wearing a short sleeve shirt.
That's also true.
I'm fine with that. But no,
you did do that to yourself.
I know. I wasn't paying attention. That was my fault. Mm-hmm. Another one is, you utter fool. Another user told Morgan, have you read the numbers in hospitals after having had the vaccine? You are a professional propaganda merchant. And enumerate to boot.
Okay.
I don't know how that, but anyway.
All right.
Another one. This is vile. What? Vile? What would the people who've experienced serious adverse reactions to the vaccine? What about those who've died after taking it? You're complicit in medical apartheid. Disgusting. Another one. Shall we prevent smokers from getting cancer treatment as well then? Perhaps the obese people shouldn't receive any treatment for heart conditions. Everyone is aware of the risks, and these are far greater, moron. And so much more. I don't disagree.
I mean, technically, yeah.
I mean, the UK can do whatever the UK wants to do. Big Pharma Steve over on Twitter. Clearly, the people in Britain can't pay for their own healthcare issues, or there would be a couple of kids who would have been allowed to come to the U.S. or the Vatican to get care instead of being told they had to die. Remember?
Boom, buddy.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Yep.
Walk out. Yeah.
Hey, anybody, and Steve especially, but anybody listening, 10 points to anyone without looking it up who can name the two kids you're talking about. You remember?
I can't anymore.
I can.
You can?
Uh-huh.
I can't.
Yeah.
What was one like Alfie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Alfie was one. Oh, let me tell everyone.
I tricked
You got a free one, Alfie.
I tricked you into it.
Alfie was one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Hold on.
10 points out there to get the other one. Let it be.
Made memes for both of them.
I know you did.
It was very much a.
Because you'll say it.
No. I'm saying it was very much a European type name, like
Yeah.
like Alfie.
Yeah. Very British.
Yes. Very much the UK.
Yes. Yes.
It's just weird. I have to always remember because, in the United States, the South is the improper, slower drawl, the, how y'all doing kind of thing.
Right.
And up north is considered the posh and the proper. In England, it's flipped.
Yeah.
The South end is the...
Yeah, South End is posh and proper. And you get your northies.
Up northern is doing the Cagney thing.
I don't want to go there. It smells like poo.
Well, it's not really south. London's pretty central, honestly.
Yeah, but it's...
Yeah, they're
London
down.
South.
Yeah, London South is like
London South.
London proper, and then you get down below.
Because you're throwing in like Cardiff and
Cardiff.
Cardiff. Worcestershire.
yeah.
Sussex and all that.
This is Defenders Live.
Sorry, I had a mouthful of coffee.
It's fine.
Because it is historically great coffee.
It is historically great coffee. AmericanBreadRoasters.com. I think you might be coming out with a new flavor soon.
Should we have said something?
That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
So the CDC wants all Americans
You
to
going
suffer.
through? Hold on. Are you going through puberty? Because your
my
voice just
voice-
cracked.
I think I had something stuck in my throat.
The CDC wants all American children to suffocate under masks and college students to experimental injections.
But the same government is allowing Americans of thousands of illegal aliens to just come right in. No questions asked.
Come on, knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door. We'll be ready for you. Anyway.
It's actually weird how that song actually fits the current situation.
I know, right? Every other country has implemented strict travel restrictions during the pandemic, but this administration decided to waive more than 1 million illegal aliens in the middle of a pandemic. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, but you know what though? They've caught themselves. They've amended that because they've stopped all the Cubans from coming over. They learned. Keep the Cubans there. They were like, oh my goodness, the floodgates have in. We shouldn't have done this, but they're here now, so we need to stop this, and we're gonna
Stop with Cuba first
yeah, we're gonna put an end to everything now.
by just stopping only Cuba.
Yeah,
Only Cuba.
only Cuba.
Only Cuba. Okay.
Yep,
Glad we got that cleared up.
no problem.
According to the border reports, busloads of illegal aliens are being distributed across Texas and their border towns, even though migrants have recently had a 10% COVID infection rate.
That's always been weird to me is they make such a giant, huge stink out of COVID. No, you're going to get it. You have to do all these things. We have to shut the world down for a year and all of this other stuff.
But
you're letting, again, the door is wide open and they're bringing people in and not giving a fix. Now I know why they're doing it, because these people who they're bringing in, one, helps secure their vote, and two, is able to help with the spread to keep the COVID thing still running around so the numbers don't ever actually drop. So that way they can still point and go, no, see, it's what's going on. It's the unvaccinated and blah, 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 blah. It's to help fuel their narrative. And I get all that. It's just... it's devious, one might say.
So you're saying they're saying 10%. 10%? 10%
of a million.
Of a million.
Yeah.
That's 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they let in 100,000 people with COVID. Just kind of go wherever they want in Texas.
To wherever the wind may blow.
So that Texas's numbers for COVID infection rise rapidly because Texas is, one of those
mask-free and wide open
spaces kind of states.
Yep.
On Tuesday morning, border reports witnessed 2 buses full of dozens of migrants being dropped off at the Humanitarian Respite Center. No idea what that is. They were...
Well, it's the Humanitarian Respite Center.
Oh, thank you for clearing that
No
up.
problem.
They were first sent across the street to the coronavirus testing by non-governmental organizations hired by the Catholic Charities and paid by the city of McAllen.
Wow. Okay.
The city had spent more than $97,000 in coronavirus testing of migrants, illegal immigrants. Rodriguez said on Tuesday, adding that the city hopes to get federal reimbursement, but...
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, he said that it's more important now to spend the money and to ensure that no one gets, no infected migrants get released into McAllen.
At least somebody's paying attention at the border.
Yeah. Well, Pimentel told Border Report that on Monday afternoon there was 1,100 migrants in the respite center, and when it closed its doors to new arrivals, she said that there were over 1,000 migrants who had currently been isolated in 8 of the 10 area hotels in a 40-mile radius from Rio Grande Valley, which included the locations of Velasco, Edinburgh, Mission, and La Jolla.
Yeah, there's not going to be any problems there.
No, not at all.
Because they're just staying at the hotel.
Right. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, we know they're all staying absolutely in their rooms and properly monitored at all times. Just saying. Well, isn't that great that we, are at this point? That
Well, it's funny that you say that, because what's become clear is that the human intervention does not change the trajectory of the virus. But if our government believes that we solely responsible for its spread, then cross-border migration is likely where it's going to happen worst. It's going to be worse there. It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
That's where that's where
Bad
it's
things happen.
Bad. You should stop.
Yeah.
But we can't. You want to know why?
Because I don't.
Because America's racist, and that would just prove that we're even more racist.
So this is our way of atoning for it.
Yeah, this is our atonement for racism.
So just letting anyone in.
Yeah, just come on in the southern border. Yep, everybody, come on.
Come on, knock on the door.
Come on, knock on my door.
We'll be waiting for you.
We'll be waiting for you. Yeah,
That's it.
That's all it is.
They need to be playing that song on a loop right at the border.
Three's Company everywhere. And in Spanish.
And it's
Because they don't understand English anyway. According to the recent ICE reports, just 13% of illegal aliens released have showed up. They've shown up to their court dates. 13%. 13% showed up.
who showed up for real. You know
Their
what?
court. They've showed up for court.
If you're showing up, I would.
If you've shown up, no, actually, you know what? That's a litmus test.
You show up?
You show up, you can stay.
That's why I was just getting ready
You
to
can
say.
stay. Good job
You're
on
at
you.
least a law-abiding human
You
being.
tried.
You tried. You try to be good. You can stay. The rest of these SOBs need to get gone quick, fast, and in a hurry.
You actually meant it when you said you wanted to come here to stay and be free.
Uh-huh.
You meant it.
You, my friend, congratulations. We
Well
start you.
done.
start you with a visitor's visa or whatever. And you don't hand them
It's
like
a green card.
No, don't give them green card out the gate.
Here's your 1 year.
But yeah, you start them off at that base level. Anybody who doesn't show up and they get caught, out, done, blacklisted.
Yep. We go find you and
Sorry.
we pull you out that day.
Yes.
Yep. They didn't show up. Oh, Jose, Host B, Host C, all of you are gone.
All of you are done.
Anybody else catch that joke?
I
really
did.
hope so.
I did.
I really, really hope so.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
That
You know,
wasn't your strongest.
I know, but it's there.
It
all
was
right?
no, yeah.
It's-
We're
it
not
was
gonna.
there, and
We're
that's
not
all
gonna
I'm going with.
argue it.
It was a dad joke. Excuse me.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
It wasn't horrible. Just it wasn't your best. I feel
know.
that
I
you
know. I
kind
could
of
have done better.
phoned that one in.
I did. I really
just
did.
a little bit.
Mainly because it was just a last minute thing. I'm
I
sorry.
know, I know.
apologize. I should have actually prepared a good joke when it comes to migration.
You're better than that.
I really am.
You are better than
I am sometimes.
that.
Well, not really all the time. It's not.
It's not well.
Well.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so I have to ask you: are you a dog person? Are you an animal? I know you're an animal person. You have cats. Clearly, you have cats.
Yeah, I have cats in the house.
have a
I
herd of
prefer
cats.
dogs.
Okay, you prefer dogs.
I personally prefer dogs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
I was raised with dogs. I was going, the whole thing.
what about hamsters?
That's fine.
What's your view on gerbils? Reptiles.
Well, Gerbil's not near what's his name?
No, we're not talking
Richard
Richard
Gere.
Gere. No, we're not.
Yeah, no.
Well, he doesn't ever come visit anymore, so that's
Oh,
fine.
that's right.
What's your take on reptiles?
It depends.
No, I don't mean snake. We're not doing.
It really does depend on the reptile. Reptiles are weird. Like so, anything you have to keep inside of a small cage is a little bit different for me
Yeah.
because and that means the small mammals too. Okay, whether it be small like mice or gerbils or hamsters or reptiles or anything like that. Anything you have to keep inside of a small cage inside your house, like a little tiny cage or a terrarium or whatever.
Yeah.
I have problems with that because especially the ones that aren't fish, that aren't an aquarium, that aren't fish, they stink.
Don't get me started on fish tanks.
Dude, they stink.
No, I agree.
They stink so bad.
And
even when you did a little chip, the wood chips and the whole thing, and it's like, it's okay. No, they stink.
what about a ferret?
Oh,
Have you ever
have you?
No, I haven't. I've always wanted one.
Okay, so when I was young, when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend who had a ferret.
Okay.
Okay, well, she had multiple ferrets, but
Oh.
and
Okay.
ferrets don't ever get a ferret. Never.
Never ever.
Ferrets aren't even things that should be alive in. Ferrets are sad creatures. I don't.
Why?
They're sad creatures.
Why?
Ferrets have about a 7-year shelf life.
Aw.
And in that 7-year shelf life, after they hit maturity, their spine literally starts to degenerate over time until they become completely crippled and they die because they suffocate.
Aw.
Ferrets are sad.
Well, that's like having a Great Dane.
Ferrets are sad, but they're like what are the water filled like little tubes that were like wiggle worms or whatever? Like you'd squeeze it on one end, it pop out the other, out your hand. That's ferrets. It's just a living wiggle worm.
Aw.
That's all they are. They're cute.
Sad.
They're cuddly. They stink to high heaven. And they go
If you have COVID, this is the perfect pet for you.
right. If you can't smell a thing, small animals are great.
Yeah, don't
But
get me
if
started
you
on.
can smell,
Yeah.
small animals are terrible.
Yeah, don't get me started on fish tanks.
I didn't.
But I'm just saying, you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
I can't. I have a personal.
Hatred.
Yeah, one might call it a loathing of fish tanks. I find them very irritating. I find it very pointless.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. There are some
I'm
beautiful fish. Don't get me wrong. Beautiful fish. But I can go to a museum or the aquarium and I'll see it that way. I don't want the damn things in my home. Yeah. You're throwing a flag on the play.
Flag on the
We
play.
haven't even gotten to the story.
No, tech roof. Flag on the play.
Really?
Yeah. He said ferrets don't stink if you have them descented. Ferrets stink because they crap all over the place. Ferrets stink.
I've been told that you can have them descented and it still is.
It's
doesn't
because they
quite work.
they crap all over the place and then they roll around in the crap. I'm sorry, they stink.
So you just bathe them regularly.
No, they do their own bathing. They do like the sand bath or the dirt bath, whatever.
Yeah, but that's not good enough. You got to get
No,
in.
you don't.
You get in there
You
with.
don't.
No, you.
There
get
are
in there
animals
with,
that you don't do that to. There are small
He's got a
mammals.
7-year lifespan. I think I'm not going to kill him.
You can. Yeah, you will.
If I can give my dog of 20 plus years chocolate, it'll be fine. Anyway.
You shouldn't have said that.
Well, no, we did. It wasn't like it started as a puppy. We gave him an M&M.
Yeah.
20 years later, you can still hand him chocolate and not a big deal.
It's because you trained him. You trained him early.
Yeah, he got used to it. His body built up a tolerance at an early age.
Yeah. And it's technically not.
That was before I knew.
It's not technically a poison.
And too much is a poison.
Too much of it is a poison. It's like there are vitamins that are for humans consumption.
Yeah.
There are vitamins for human consumption, but those vitamins also in higher doses are poison.
No, I got that.
They are.
But I'm saying, I had no idea that chocolate was even bad for dogs. Until he was like 15. And I'm like, whoops.
And you're like, you've been getting M&Ms for years.
M&Ms and, Reese's Cups.
Did I
and
shorten your lifespan or?
I think I helped him. Like, well, I don't know. When he died, even before he died, like there was several years before
you gave him a lot
he
of happy moments. That's
There
all.
was no. All I was gonna say, this particular dog lived for so long. I am under the conviction that he had been dead for several years because no matter what kind of a bath we gave him, he reeked.
So okay.
And I'm talking, it was so sad too because he was all
I
crippled.
I think that has a lot to do with the type of. And I'm not saying you intentionally fed him bad food.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the food that they have out there.
Oh, I know.
Is terrible for dogs. Like if you don't have proper nutrition inside of the diet for the animals, like we do the same thing with our cats. Like yeah, we get dry food for the cats, but the dry food for the cats we've researched and we've told like
for him, especially in his last 5 years for sure, we were having to give him like a
supplement,
human food.
Yeah, because he couldn't eat.
Yeah, because he couldn't eat. And my dad's like, I'm not going to pay that damn money for it. I'm like, well, okay, Dad. And so he would give him like,
some chicken.
Yeah, here's some mashed up chicken or some, whatever. And he would throw that to him.
I bet he smelled great.
I think it was I think the dog had cancer because see, my dad was a smoker. Like, and when I say a smoker,
like chimneys.
I'm like, oof.
He would make you dizzy.
Yeah, when we moved from my childhood home, or when I left from my childhood home,
yeah,
like when I say there was about a quarter of an inch thick of that yellow stuff collected on the walls, and actually it wasn't even that house. I'm sorry, it was the last house he stayed in before he moved in with my brother. He didn't have a job. He didn't have winter was rough. There was things going on. He was just hanging out in this really old house.
Yeah,
didn't go anywhere. Didn't do anything. Didn't open no windows, smoked like a freight train. When I went, then I had to wash a lot of his stuff like 3 or 4 times with glass cleaner to get stuff cleaned off.
Yeah.
It was thick, man. It was thick.
I remember moving out of my parents' house.
Yeah. And you realize
like my clothes.
Yeah.
I remember moving out. Okay. And having my first I got all of my clothes and I threw them in the wash.
So this is what good smells like. Wow.
I threw them in the wash and I got them in the dryer and I pulled them out and they still smelled like it. So I did it again, washed and dried them and pulled them out. And for the first time in my life, I had clothes on that didn't smell like cigarettes.
Isn't that great?
And I was walking around like...
You had holes all in them now because all the detergent kind of started.
Oh, no. I still have 1 or 2 shirts. That were big enough back then to where now they fit me still.
No, it was so thick, though, in my dad's house when I had gotten some pictures from him whenever we moved him out.
Yeah.
I had for years thought that's how they looked until I was up close and personal and realized it was a film on the glass. It had like a honest to God, and I didn't notice it because it just gradually happens over the years. It had that sepia type
Yeah.
filter almost. So I'm cleaning off these pictures.
Suddenly sepia turns gray.
It did. Like, oh my God, that was blue the whole time. Who knew?
I didn't even know that.
I didn't.
I swear that was green.
It's so weird. Any whoozin'. This is a long tangent.
To get back to this.
To get back to the point. Animals. You're a dog person. I prefer dogs. Now,
I'm literally an overall animal person.
I am too.
Except for small animal. I can't do small
and
animals.
I don't do.
Like cats are the smallest thing that I'll have. And that's just because,
I'm of the type that
at least they're smart enough.
I want an animal in my house that actually serves a purpose.
That could be. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'll have a cat because they keep mice away. I'll have a dog in there for, to help with, protection.
Some cats will do that.
No, I know. That's true too.
Actually, my oldest one used to keep dogs away.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that one a couple times.
Beat up a puppy.
Yeah, he did. Got yelled at for that one.
No, he didn't.
You did.
I cheered him.
I know, but everybody's like, oh, how dare you? Anyway.
It's like, I don't care.
But no,
Keep your dog over there.
But I'm also the type, like, I love dogs, but I want a dog that's like a cat. Okay?
What do you mean?
That will play when I want to play, and when I'm done playing, leave me the hell alone.
That's never going to happen.
Oh, no.
It's never.
I used to have, there's a couple times I had a dog that was similar to that, and I had to get rid of it. Any whoozin'.
That's never going to happen.
It's a long way to the well.
Sorry.
To get to this point.
Yeah, we're trying to get there.
If, like many people, you're particularly scared when you encounter a pit bull dog, your fear may not necessarily be due to the canine's breed's reputation for ferocity and their power for physicality, or the fact that a number of less than moral owners train them to be aggressive or even to fight other dogs.
Wait, hold on.
No,
stop. Hold on.
No.
Wait. I didn't want to make sure that we're on the right track here. Where we're pit bull.
Which I love, by the way.
Pit bulls
Are
one
the
of the
sweetest,
most loving,
sweetest dogs.
oh my, obsessively loving dogs.
Like almost irritating.
It is irritating.
It is irritating. And the problem with it,
It's like a 5-year-old constantly jumping on you, saying he wants a hug and a kiss and a hug and a kiss and a hug.
Imagine and anybody knows breeds. Like a chocolate lab is probably one of the most neediest dogs I've ever met.
As far as love is concerned,
yeah, they're like, we have to be around you. They have to have all this stuff.
They have to at least be at your feet.
Now put that into a terrifying looking machine. That's what this is with a pit bull. Pit bulls are the same way. They have this need for being part of something, but they're annoying. So like
and some people look at them like,
yeah, you could literally punch him in the head.
He doesn't care.
And he's going to be like, pfft.
You want to play?
You want to play? Exactly. Sweetest dogs ever. I've never had a problem with them.
No.
I've never looked at a dog and went, oh, wow, that's...
Never have I ever.
Not unless I'm seeing them on a giant, toe chain and snarling at me, then I'm afraid.
And it's like, okay, you've obviously, something's happened to you.
Yeah, but it does not do with breed.
And even then, I'm not actually afraid of the dog. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah. Who hurt you?
Who did this to you?
Exactly. But never fear. It has nothing to do with, any of the
dog
facts, things, or the things that's done to
Right.
them. No. It's because you're racist.
Back to America's being okay. So everything is racist.
Yeah, everything is racist.
The vote is in.
It is. Campus Reform noted that the work of the Animal Farm Foundation,
a
nonprofit, quote, dedicated to securing equal treatment and opportunity for pit bulls
Why are
and
they
their owners.
Sorry, can we stop? Just for just half a sec. What is her name?
Animal Farm Foundation.
That has nothing to do with pit bulls.
Like George Orwell. Yeah, I know.
What?
I know.
What is this?
Dedicated to securing equal treatment and opportunity for pit bull dogs and their owners. Specifically, its new initiative to fight, quote, exclusionary dog breeding restrictions in the housing insurance industry. Because they do. The outlet pointed out that the AFF statement on the issue cites in a paper by Ann Linder, the legislative policy fellow at Harvard Law School's Animal Law and Policy Program, titled
Animal House.
Black Man's Dog, the social context of breeding specific legislation.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
And Linder's paper says pit bulls have been unfairly tied to, quote, gang violence by urban use, as well as hip-hop music scene.
Unfairly.
Yeah, which I would agree is true.
Hold on. Okay. Unfairly tied to hip-hop.
Uh-huh.
Unfairly tied to hip-hop?
No, it's not unfairly tied to it. That part's not.
I'm sorry. The gang violence in hip-hop.
They pick that because these people make the dogs that way. The gangs use them and breed them
For violence.
For the violence. The hip hop ones want them to be the muscular, tough, badass looking dogs.
Right. And by the way, they look it.
Most
they
of them,
look it.
Most of them aren't.
Like pit bulls, they look it, man, especially if they're lean. Dude,
Oh yeah,
they look like muscular beasts.
I've known people who like part of their breeding they will actually make them work out.
Yeah.
As in like
We both know a guy that actually breeds pit bulls.
yeah, we do. I was gonna say,
Specifically,
and this might
pit
be the
bulls.
same guy. He might have done do this as well. But like when they come for do competitions and things like that for showing and stuff, like they actually.
He's
I don't know
got
if it's this guy or not.
He's got one beast of a dog.
There's a harness. Yeah, they put on him and he'll stack weights. It'll tie weights to it and make the dog walk across the yard pulling this stuff. And
Yeah.
so he builds muscle.
Right.
They can get.
No, there's a guy. He has like
Huge.
a 200-pound one.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
I want to pet him.
And it's
He's
funny-
adorables.
Okay, I'm sorry. Rottweilers and pit bulls and even what's the German whatever
Doberman.
Doberman, yeah. The Dobermans are bred specifically for the military, and I understand that military use and police use, and that's fine and dandy.
That
and
with
all
the German
They're-
Shepherds.
yeah,
German Shepherds listen more.
Yeah.
And their hips don't go as bad.
That's right.
As quickly.
That's right. But so these dogs were bred because of their size and loyalty.
Yep.
Size and loyalty. Size and loyalty. The amount of work that they can do and how loyal they are. These dogs are so loyal to their owner and the owner family. Like they will, if they don't know you and they've been trained properly, yeah, they're going to growl at you. Yeah, they're going to warn you. I don't know you.
Yeah, but most dogs do that.
No.
Most dogs.
Well, not the new, not
Well,
like,
but like all dogs at some point.
not
will
retrievers.
Well,
Come on.
some of them do, depending on how they're trained. But I digress. Like it's, I've seen some stuff on that one. But
Yeah.
but no, they're just so sweet. I love them so much, and but it's because of the way they're being trained. This is the same argument we can have with children being in the way society is now. The reason why they have all of these things going on is strictly because of what the parents are doing, i.e., what the dogs, trainers, and owners are doing.
Yeah.
It's all part of the person who's in charge, not
Yes.
the other way around.
Right.
It's not the dog's
It's never the
fault.
dog's fault in these cases. Well, okay, so there's one case where it is the dog's fault.
Well, Campus Reform noted a reminder that despite pit bulls representing 6.5% of all dogs in the United States, the breed is responsible for 66 of the total fatal dog attacks between 2005 and 2017.
66%. That's because of dog violence.
Yes.
Dog on dog violence. Honestly.
You know what dogs you should actually be scared of is like the St. Bernard. Those dogs will turn on their owners, like from
Yeah.
pups. They could raise them as a pup all the way up, and they will still turn on. That's how the whole movie Beethoven was like centered, is because the dog's breed has a propensity to be able to turn on the family.
They were trying to make it a little
and he was
nicer.
trying to, yeah.
It's a big,
it happens.
It's just a big drooly mutt.
I hate dogs that drool like
I
that.
can't stand them.
Like
Okay, so I love big dogs,
I do too.
but a big dog that slobbers everywhere?
Yeah. Which is ironic because I really want a Doberman. Not a Doberman. I want a Rottweiler so bad.
They don't drool that much.
Well, some of them I've seen have, but
Oh,
that's
no,
because,
no, like, oh,
you know what
gosh.
ones I can't stand, and I truly feel bad for is like the English bulldogs
They just can't do anything about it, though.
because they can't breathe,
Yeah.
and so they're and they snot never, and I feel so bad for them. I'm like, should I take you out? Should we shoot you now? Should we?
Peekaboo the Snarky Jackal. Really, Dylan? Blacklist? I think you mean list of color.
No, I was correct before in blacklist.
Sweatimus Prime. Dewey Show. Not the dog's fault, eh? I agree. But explain Chihuahuas.
No, we are not talking about.
That is human fault.
We're not talking about Chihuahuas again.
No. I'm going to go one more time. Once more into the breach, dear friend. Chihuahuas are a product of human interaction.
Selfishness.
That is human selfishness.
greed.
That is humans being the worst that they can be.
And manifesting it into a small, ill little creature who
Chihuahuas
doesn't want to be alive in the first
Chihuahuas
place.
can't do anything about their anger. They have a bigger brain than they have a skull. So as their skull, as their brain gets bigger, as they age, their skull basically applies more and more pressure on the brain, causing them to have anger issues.
Which is why
they're angry little dog. Even if they start out,
it
really
pushes
nice
on
and
their
cute.
medulla oblongata.
Yeah, and their frontal cortex.
Yes, and then they become very angry creatures.
It's literally a problem with the fact that they were bred to look that way,
And that's why I punt them over the yard.
and why I smack their owners.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, what is wrong with you?
It's just it's really bad that they're trying to. These dogs are getting this reputation because of it's what they've been done with around the people and the the gangs and all of this other stuff. You know what's funny is they do that with the same thing with with guns and
Yes.
the AR-15. These particular guns are only used, or these things are only in this situation, blah, blah, blah. And they
Blah,
get
blah, blah, blah.
stereotyped the same way, but nobody's trying to fight for that.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Anyway, you know what you should fight for is a good cup of Joe.
A good cup.
A good cup. Go to American
Not a
Pride
bad
Roast.
cup.
No, go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. It's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Historically great coffee, guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth. Look, life sucks. The world sucks. Everything around you sucks, and there needs to be something in your life that brings you happiness and joy. Why not it be a cup of coffee?
It could be American Pride
It
Roasters.
should be AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Go to mojo50.com. Go to our website, DOAEshow.com. Follow us on all the social medias at DOA Show. Get your tweets in. We'll be right back. Hit the button too early. That's my fault.
What do you mean?
We're actually on time tonight, and so I'm like, oh God, we're off.
We're off timing. No, we're not. We're
It's
fine.
Miss Prime. So you're saying that the rat dogs are a product of man's hubris?
Yes.
Good explanation. Yes,
It really is.
It is.
We flew too close to the sun. Dogs used to be.
Damn you, Icarus.
Okay, I'm sorry. Natural selection. If you want evolution is a crock, natural selection is the exact opposite of evolution.
It is.
It is the exact opposite of evolution. People try to use it to say that that's how you get evolution. No, that is how you get degeneration of genetic information, not additional information of genetic information. You can't add to it.
You can't.
We started with a finite amount, and slowly over generations, we're getting less and less and less. That's how you get a dog that happened to be a wolf, become a chihuahua. Or a corky poo.
Oh God.
Tell me, is it cute?
No.
To some people, yes.
No, I don't think
To some people, yes. Okay? Yeah, it is to some people.
I-
Okay?
I'm not giving that,
Super
but-
cute. Or what's that little super... Okay, like they're making mini huskies now.
Yeah.
Mini huskies.
Everything's a min.
No, they're making mini huskies, okay? I'm going to tell you what. It's a cute-ass dog.
Yeah.
I'll still punt it, but it's really cute.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
But it's really cute. Really cute. Cute-ass fluffy dog.
I don't like those little ankle biters.
I can't do it.
I don't like it.
I know. It's like, it's good. They want something that's going to always be a puppy. And you know what? That's not life.
That's not how it works.
It's not how it works. That's not life. Your dog has to grow up, so do you. Is that too much?
No, I think that's you hit the nail on the head. Then I saw her face. Oh my!
Oh no! Yeah, I've seen that before.
Have you ever seen it in real life?
No, not on.
I have.
Not in person. No.
I have.
I've never seen that.
It is a scary, scary situation. Oh, it did. Oh my God. You need to see. This is what happens, and this is a truck tire too, so they're way heavier. Watch.
No.
Yes.
And then it goes in. Bump.
And the problem is no one can see it until it's right on top of you, and then
And
skadoosh. Like that car exploded.
holy crap!
That car exploded.
Because that also exploded. The tire also exploded when it hit.
Well, no. Do you realize how much pressure is inside that tire?
Yeah, that's what I'm
How
saying.
heavy
1,
that is, the
2,
way it
3, 4, and boom. Poof.
Oh my God. Now I would argue, and if this were me, I would have stayed alongside of that tire because look how fast it crosses the lane. If he was up and next to it, it would have and just would have been rubber, and it would have deflected and gone back the other way.
Yeah, you would have tried.
I feel like this guy.
You think you would have tried to protect it? That guy didn't know what they were doing.
He should have.
No, it's in the passenger side. He doesn't know. He can't do anything. It's the passenger side guy.
Still, I would have been like, speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up. Don't let it pass anybody because once it jumps traffic, once those tires, because they're heavy, you're talking 100, 150 pounds sometimes.
Oh, they're super heavy. Yeah.
If that thing gets enough speed and gets enough bounce,
Oh, it's gone.
it's like a rocket. You don't.
It's literally. No.
You don't do that. You let it go.
Don't let that thing
something
go. You
needs to
can't.
block it, and the bastard, he could have stopped it. I think
The driver probably could have, but you know what? I'm not going to blame the driver because, well,
I will blame the driver.
you know, blame the guy at a loose tire.
Speaking.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
I don't like this.
What this?
What you have up in front of me right
The
now.
things and the stuffs? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a couple things and stuffs. So.
Yeah, no, I got
mean-
that, but I don't like this video because I
Yeah.
don't like that woman. Mm-hmm. See, I was making jokes at about having had to listen to her yesterday, and now she's on the screen.
So, before we get there, at DOA show, quote, "Have you ever seen this in real life? Zip, thud, skadoosh, I am deceased."
See, this is why I really,
Theater of the mind,
I
buddy.
want to bring it back so badly. I mean, I really do. Like, there's a part of me that really wants to come up with a.
I've got the sounders now.
No, I know we do.
I've got everything.
I want to start doing a script. Like, I want to do like an actual radio narrative storytelling, similar to
yeah.
like the Stephen Fry reading and writing a book about
Yeah,
Troy.
yeah.
Like, that's what I want, a theater of the mind kind of thing. And I miss those. I love those old radio shows, and that kind of thing just kind of makes your brain go, oh no, and it runs wherever.
It's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, this is a thing
don't-
you were listening to her the other day, and
This
now
might be her from
You're
the
going
other
to
day.
listen to her again.
Damn it.
Because I thought it was funny.
Okay.
On COVID, Dr. Fauci says we're going in the wrong direction. Whose fault is that?
Well, I would say first what he was referring to is the fact that because there is still a large population of people in this country who are unvaccinated,
Yeah.
and we have the
Hold
most
on.
transmission.
Large number.
Yeah.
We're over 50%.
Actually, in most cases, we're over 60.
That's what I'm saying. We're pushing into the 70 percentile of folks having been vaccinated.
Yeah.
So how is that a large number?
Transmissible variant that we've seen since the beginning of the pandemic, that more people are getting sick with COVID. And those numbers are not moving in the right direction. I think that's accurate, and you can see it by data.
Okay, and then on crime, it has been more than a month since the president announced his comprehensive strategy to prevent and respond to gun crime and ensure public safety. This weekend in Chicago, 73 people were shot, 11 of them were killed.
Nice.
Does the president think his strategy is working?
Well, I think you and I both know that when there's been rising crime rates across the country, including Chicago, for 18 months or more, that unfortunately it's not going to turn on a dime. And that we are working with Chicago. It's one of the cities.
Wait. Hold on. Oh, heifer, you done messed up now. Okay. This. Look, judging by the way she was dressed, this appears to have been
Recent.
the other day.
Yeah,
the
it's
one I
very
watched.
recent,
I
yeah.
just didn't catch that part.
Well, I mean, she does like that emerald green pearl necklace.
No, it's true, but oops, helps if I can spell.
She should be careful with that white dress.
I'm just curious because she's trying to say it doesn't turn on a dime. Let's see, death numbers in Chicago last week. Because I think that's what she's talking about was, or what he mentioned was the 70-something.
Yeah.
So let's see. Chicago, demographic, crime and murder, mayhem.
Tracking. Chicago shooting victims.
There we go. There we go.
So far this year.
So far this year in Chicago alone is 2021, which is a little ironic. Come on, computer.
2021 shootings.
Yes, I'm trying to pull this up as of. Let's see.
Yeah.
But again, go back to that. He said what, 73? Because I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging because my computer's running slow for some stupid reason.
Hold on. There you go. Let me go.
And respond to gun crime and ensure public safety. This weekend in Chicago, 73 people were shot. 11 of them were killed. Does the president think his strategy is working?
So that's what they're.
Yes. So 73 shot, 11 killed.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it to pull up.
It's fine. Here you go.
Well, I think you and I both know that when there's been rising crime rates across the country, including Chicago, for 18 months or more, that unfortunately it's not going to turn on a dime.
Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
I know we're pausing at the exact same place.
No, that's fine. Keep going.
So rising crime for the last 18 months. Whose fault is that?
Well, that would actually be the person doing the shooting.
Right. But what I'm saying is, why is the crime rate rising overall in the United States?
Because there's no punishment.
And there's no police.
There's no police, yeah.
There's no police and there's no punishment. It's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. See, this is a very detailed one.
Last 7 days.
I don't want this one because this is an incredibly detailed.
Oh, wow. Comp stats all the way to the 21st.
It breaks everything down.
Jeez, look at that.
From the 21st to the 27th. So 6 days.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of green.
There's a lot of green.
A lot of green. But that's way too.
No. That was good.
But hold on. But this is why I don't like it. This is just one area of Chicago.
It doesn't have the overall rates.
Yeah, they don't have the overall, and that's what.
Chicago Police Department crime stats.
Let's do citywide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicago citywide crime stats.
Let's see. Last
22,
7 days,
17.
22 and 17. There was
So that was right. Yeah.
22 murders the last 7 days. In 2020
it was 17.
It was 17.
In 2021, last 28 days. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
2 years change. 51% less. Actually.
Oh, well, fantastic. It's only an 8% change from 4 years. 8%.
8%.
Yeah. That's es bueno. And again, that was the last 6 days, 7 days.
This is Chicago.
In Chicago.
Yeah. Huh.
And so that was actually for the weekend beforehand.
Percentage of change, 29% down, actually.
I want to look.
This is 29% down. So technically, it's in his favor.
Yeah. I wonder if I can change the. Hold on. Sorry. We're doing this kind of on the fly. I should have. I was trying to find out a way. If there's there
was no graphic or
no,
anything,
and there's no way to be able to.
And that we are working with Chicago. It's one of the cities, one of the 5 cities we're working with. The Department of Justice has a
one of the 5.
5?
There's only 5 cities that they're working with
doing 5
to do this initiative. This is one of the
group
5.
in there to help address the transmitting of or the selling of guns.
Transmitting of guns.
Transmitting?
Did she get her terms crossed up there? The transmitting of guns?
She's so busy and focused on the whole COVID thing where you transmit COVID that
we transmit the guns now.
I guess.
Now guns are now an infection.
It is.
I'm going to, Dylan.
Plaguing us.
I'm going to make sure to infect you with guns later in the day.
That ship has sailed, my friend.
I'm going to infect you with more guns.
That sounds dirty. that sounds nasty.
That are getting into the hands of people who shouldn't have them. We're working closely with the mayor and local elected officials. They have benefited a huge amount from the federal assistance.
You know that also changes the way that getting a shot comes across, don't you?
Yeah, that's why they have to specifically refer to it now as a jab and not a shot. Because they don't want to trigger anyone.
That's it.
There you go.
And funding that the president fought to include in the American Rescue Plan. And what our hope is that we can work in partnership to bring crime down, save more people. In cities like Chicago, we know gun violence is a big driver of that.
And after a couple shootings here in D.C. last week, the chief of police blamed some of the crime on marijuana dealers. He said he knows the people know that marijuana laws have loosened up. Does the White House think that it may be time to get tougher on marijuana?
I think as we look to
Wait, hold on, stop.
Yeah.
Really? The world
chief,
is dying and going to hell and literally in a handbasket. And should we go back to tightening up marijuana? Really? You're already in violation of federal law anyway.
It's not even an issue anymore. Can we just get past this? Can we just get past this?
So stupid.
Sweatimus Prime at DOA Show. You can infect me with guns anytime.
Joke's on you. I'm into this stuff. Yes.
That has been happening in D.C. Again, one of the cities where we've seen rising violence over the past year and a half. One where we're working in close partnership through both the DOJ gun trafficking strike forces and as well as our community violence intervention collaborative. We're looking
Yeah, spit it out, pumpkin.
Intervention, prevention.
to address a range of causes, but working in close partnership with the mayor and police, local police, to bring crime down in our city. Go ahead.
Oh, she shifted quick.
Yes, she did.
Sure.
January 6th selects committee.
Yeah.
First meeting takes place tomorrow. Hearing takes place tomorrow.
Yep.
Do you know if the president plans to watch any of it, and what are his expectations?
Hold on. He's not going to watch anything because he doesn't understand it. If it's not like Sesame Street, he's not going to. Yeah.
No, it's not even a thing. Yeah. Actually, this is where.
Still, then why do vaccinated people need to put the masks back on?
Well, Peter, first of all, I would say again,
that's
just to
an
go
old
back to
one,
this chart, which I will handily point to again. If you were vaccinated, it can save your life. And I think the clear data shows that this pandemic is killing, is hospitalizing, is making people very sick who are not vaccinated. That still continues to be the case, regardless of what the mask guidance looks like.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's hospitalizing people. You know what else is hospitalizing people? I don't know. Drunk drivers, heart disease,
The vaccine.
diabetes. I could go
And we
on.
mean type 2.
Dog bites.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Vaccines work, which this sign says that they do. Then why do people who have had the vaccine need to now wear masks?
That's a good question.
If vaccines work, which your sign says it does,
Why do we have to wear a mask? If it works,
same
hold on. Here's how it goes. If your vaccine works and you have the shot, if your vaccine works, why do I need the shot if you've got it? And if your vaccine doesn't work, why the hell do I need to get the shot? I'm confused.
why do you need a mask? Why do I need a shot?
Yeah.
And why did
what
you
is
get it in
all
the
of
first
this? You can't. Oh my God. Okay.
Who have not had it?
Because the public health leaders in our administration have made the determination based on data that is a way to make sure they're protected, their loved ones are protected, and that's an extra step given the transmissibility of the virus.
We're almost
that
done.
People that they're advising people.
Oh my God, I hate that woman. God. That giant heifer. I just. You didn't answer the question.
No.
Not even close. Again,
Didn't try to.
If the vaccine, what is the point of the vaccine? I really want someone who is very pro all of this stuff to explain it, and not jargon, not try and sell it. Explain it to me.
Right.
Is the
Layman's terms.
Is the point that it potentially lessens the symptoms? Is that it? To kind of, and because it lessens the symptoms, it technically would keep people out of the hospital. Is that the boil him down point? Is that the bottom line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because clearly people who get the vaccine, I hate calling it a vaccine. People who get the jab are still potentially able to get it.
Yeah, the people who get
That's
poked.
not a secret.
The ones who are getting poked.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm going that way.
That's just nasty.
That's where I'm going with this. The ones who get poked can still get the virus now.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, so it limits it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes it
And it's-
less painful
And
or
it's
whatever.
supposed to be the same. There's the same art. If that's the same, but I want to hear that from them.
But that's also the same thing as the flu
But that's what I was getting ready to say.
vaccine.
That's what I was getting ready to say. So here's the deal.
stop it from happening, but it lessens the damage.
But again, their point that they can't answer is, why do the vaccinated people have to wear a mask? If it lessens it, if it really, let's assume that it doesn't, cause you the
other side effects,
the myocarditis or whatever the hell that was. It doesn't coagulate your blood. It doesn't cause heart murmurs and all of this other stuff. Let's just for a second assume that it works.
Happen,
it works for you in the angle of the jab itself doesn't harm you.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
And now we'll take it to the next step. It not only doesn't harm you, but it does limit and prevent it. You're not going to be able to keep you from getting the COVID, but
it'll stop some of the symptoms.
It lessens the symptoms a lot. It makes you able to overcome it easier, et cetera,
makes them a lot weaker.
Yeah. Why the hell do I have to wear a mask then?
At that point.
At that point. If you're saying then it's because, well, we want you to be safe and you'll get it. Well, you are telling me that the vaccine is supposed to be able to limit those things. You're not going to keep me from getting sick.
Right.
You're just like if you walk out onto a deck and you're not paying attention, you're not going to stop somebody from stepping on a nail.
Right.
Or whatever.
Okay.
Or getting a spot. Whatever. There's things that you can't prevent.
I've got you one.
Okay.
I've got you one. So we had my dad built. We had a big house when we lived in one of the neighborhoods down here.
Yeah.
And my dad built a 4-level deck. He built it.
4?
4.
Holy God.
Top level, a level.
What do you have, a widow's watch too?
No, he had, it's a top level in the secondary level, and then there was a bottom platform, and on the bottom platform goes to the bottom back door, the top one goes to the top back door, and then there was a secondary platform area underneath the top deck. And since it was a step, technically it's a fourth level.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it was technically the floor level, but it was stepped because of the sloping hill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. He had a rail going down the side of the steps.
Okay.
He had a rail going down the side.
Mm-hmm.
That's to stop you from falling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're holding on to it, stop you from falling.
What if you're not holding on to it, though?
So he was out on the deck. If I remember correctly, he was out on the deck and it was somewhere in the wintertime.
Okay.
And it was kind of icy.
Okay. He wasn't holding the rail.
I think he actually was, but it didn't matter at the time because he slipped.
And literally busted his ass.
Not his ass, his arm.
Ooh.
He slipped and fell and literally destroyed his entire rotator cuff.
Oh.
That goes back to the idea of I was the person to help him do physical therapy because he didn't want to pay for it.
Fair enough.
And he knew what to do. He just couldn't do it himself. So I was the one standing.
He's like, here, boy, pull.
Me at like 12 years old was like pushing his arm up to get it more. And he's just screaming in my face.
No matter what I do, just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it.
Okay.
Just keep going. If I say more, do it more.
Yeah. But that's a good point.
Yeah.
The rail is there.
He busted his ass.
It's not going to protect you. You could still fall and get severely hurt.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean...
It doesn't mean it's going to prevent it completely.
No, nothing is preventable. You cannot put someone in a bubble.
Right.
And it has been listed, at least when, they won't admit to it, but, wearing a mask can cause even more issues. Okay? Now, again...
Respiratory issues to follow.
I have no problems if you choose to get vaccinated. I have no problems if you choose to wear a mask. Mm-hmm. I do not fault you. I don't make fun of you.
Yeah.
I don't have any empathy. There's nothing. You are your own person. You feel that you have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not, because I don't know your situation. I don't fault you or blame you or hate you one bit.
Yeah.
Okay? But the fact of the matter is that it should be spread out the other way. Unless you can tell me factually that, A, this prevents you from getting the virus, which is impossible to do. This doesn't have the potential ability to kill you by coagulating your blood or causing all the other diseases. Or it, dramatically, changes, drops your chances of even getting it at all. Then okay. But when you flip-flop things and then still come back and treat this as if it's one of those, don't touch it or instant death. That's what it feels like. But we all know it's not. Half people die.
No, hold on. No.
What?
No.
No what?
Not everybody knows.
Not everybody. Oh,
Not everybody knows, and I have a story to prove that.
okay, but I'll just finish real fast. Has COVID killed people? Truly killed people? Not this. They said, well, he had COVID when
Yes,
he died
probably
from
so.
it. You know, his head was decapitated from driving under a truck.
Probably
No,
so, yes.
We're not. We're talking legitimately.
Actual death by COVID.
Has somebody actually died from COVID?
Yes.
Yes.
Complications because of COVID. Yes.
And is it? And I do not want to for a second mitigate those deaths.
Not at all.
Anytime we lose anybody for any reason is a sad time, and we should have that sadness there. We should be mournful of it, but we also have to be, well, no, we should. Life is precious, regardless of whether the person's good or not.
I get life is precious, but what I'm saying is like that is also part of the life cycle, though.
No, it is. I mean,
It's there, and we may say, "Oh, they died too soon,"
but no, they didn't. They died when they were
died when they were
supposed to. I
supposed
hate
to.
when people say that.
Yeah, they were died.
But no,
they
what I
died
was going to say is you know,
they died too. That's based upon your own perspective at that point.
Yeah, that everyone has an expiration date and they hit theirs. But no, I it is sad when people die, and I don't want to belittle that at all. As far as I know, I haven't lost anybody to it. Anybody even really get sick by it? We know a couple people, but nothing.
I mean, I think we definitely think that you.
I
got
think
sick
I
by
had it maybe, but like I said, it's nothing major.
Right.
So
and we couldn't even test for it now because it's been so long.
Yeah, praise God for all that. We had on that end. For the folks that have lost people, my heart goes out to you. But we can't live in a bubble.
No,
you can't. Just because you lost somebody doesn't mean. And most of the people who've lost people are just kind of like, oh, that sucks. It's not a guaranteed death. Sentence.
It's really
not
at all.
Not like Ebola.
No,
or
which is bad.
Yeah, or like the plague, or something that you can't get rid of, like AIDS or something. We don't push any other debilitating disease, and we're talking. Let's go to simple stuff like diabetes.
Yeah, that's debilitating.
Why is it that they're going to push this stuff for COVID so hard? Which again, with a 97, I'm being generous, a 97% recovery rate.
Yep, that is very generous.
A 97% recovery rate out the chute for most people. Have people die from it? Yes, but most people, it's a 97%. Mm-hmm. How are they pushing this so hard and have all these mandates and all this stuff and trying to force people to get this stuff? But even to the point of making this stuff free so everyone can get it. However, there are people constantly dying from not having the right penicillin or insulin, not penicillin, insulin shots for diabetes. How come they're not handing out those supplies for free? How come they're not doing anything for, say, hepatitis C or anything like that?
Yep.
I swear I feel like I have this conversation at least once a week, and it irritates the snot out of me.
Beef in the SAV. My brother-in-law was rushed to the hospital today because of COVID.
Uh-huh.
He's really struggling right now. It's real, but so is freedom.
Yes. And I feel bad for your brother-in-law.
One other thing. If you aren't getting on those doctors about putting him on hydroxychloroquine and...
Well, he probably can't, but
and
whoever...
zinc, aren't making sure that they're doing that zinc, hydroxychloroquine, vitamin C.
Yeah.
No joke. It's a virus. It will respond to it.
Yeah. I prayers are going out. We're going to pray for your brother-in-law and the whole family because it's a rough thing. Carrie had it. Melanek had it.
Yeah.
She didn't have to go to the hospital. Slug had it. There's a possibility I had it. We didn't have to go to the hospital. Okay? Some people do. And it's a scary thought. It's a scary thing. And they've made this into such a scary thing. But again, we have to be able to be adults here. Every moment you step out, even if you don't step out your front door, you have the possibility of never coming back.
Right.
For a myriad of reasons.
The problem is stuff like this story. And we're going to get to it real quick, and we don't need to dive into it because, well, it's pretty glossed over the top here.
Uh-huh.
Authorities arrested a 32-year-old woman after she reportedly pepper sprayed a woman and her child with a while the three rode in an elevator on Monday.
Oh, my God.
The woman and her child, according to reports, were not wearing a mask.
I'm having flashbacks right now. Oof.
They were not wearing a... Your eyes got stinging, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. The woman and child...
My sinuses just went...
They weren't wearing a mask.
Okay.
Which is said to have prompted the response from the 32-year-old suspect, who claimed that she is a high-risk category for COVID-related illness.
Was the lady wearing a mask? The high-risk lady?
Probably.
What is she worried about?
I don't know. Officers responded Monday afternoon at the Pike Place Market for a report of assault where they found an unnamed suspect who was reportedly pushing a stroller containing a bottle of bleach and carrying a can of pepper spray.
I'm telling you, we're having PTSD at the moment.
I'm not even joking. Like this.
Oh, and in an elevator too.
Wouldn't that also burn her eyes because of just
Yes.
aerosol contact?
Yes. Well, even it's not aerosol. It's pressurized.
It's pressurized, but still, like, that's going to
air,
get
but-
everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's not. The fume is in a
The
closed space like
capsaicin,
that.
yeah.
is going to make you be pained too, you dummy.
Yeah, she was booked on King County Jail felony charges of assault and assault on a child and is being held for a $1,000 bond. Should be more.
It should be more. If I'm this lady who got hit with this sucker, I would sue this woman for everything that she's got.
Oh, yeah. And then this is all because COVID.
Yeah, because just because you're not wearing a mask, they assume
This is what fear-mongering does,
this
guys.
is fear-mongering. Yep.
Tech crew over there. I have a doctor who will prescribe the forbidden compound. He's had excellent success.
Adam W. Johnson. Of course, I lost my mom to COVID, which
Right.
condolences and
Yes.
stuff and all that. But the other thing I think about is how badly I react to flu shots.
Yeah.
So I'm not making any decisions until I come out of this funk. And I mean, I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No doubt.
Nobody knows the situation that you as an individual are going through, except for you and your close family. And for people to overreact like this lady did is asinine.
Oh, see, and that was in conjunction to the other thing.
Oh, I know. But
Yeah.
I'm tying the two together that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like we know that there's people being affected by it. We do know that. We
Yeah.
know that people actually get it. We know that people have issues with it.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, it's a freedom issue.
Yeah. Well, like you said, finishing up over there, just starting for the whole thing, going back to the.
It's a freedom issue.
You already did one. Anyway, Adam W. Johnson, an old Air Force buddy of mine, has died from it yesterday. Talk about COVID. I found out at 6 a.m. this morning, and the depression has gotten me actually thinking about getting the jab. But my mind tells me that there is still not enough data on this thing to make me comfortable. And then that rolls back into, and of course, my mom died. And
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah, that's
and that's what I'm saying, dude. You have to make the decision for you.
And remember that it is a personal choice.
Yeah, we shouldn't be like this lady who turns around and assumes or makes a big deal out of it. Because, like you said, that's what fear mongering does.
Yes.
You lose all common sense, and you're just pushed by emotion at that point.
And depression does cause that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a thing.
Yeah.
This is Defenders Live.
Steve from the SAV, I think the vaccinated people are being told to wear masks to get them more upset at those who choose not to get the poke. You know, peer pressure. It's a bully move. Yeah, because think about it. It's almost like getting the Band-Aid when you get stuck with something or you give blood or whatever. It's like it's an obvious. It's there. You can tell you do it. So if you've gotten the jab and you still consider to wear a mask,
Right.
you believe in safety. You believe in caring for other people, blah, blah, blah. And if you're not wearing one, then you must not care. Because sure, it's not a perfect thing, and sure, all these possibilities. But if you wore the mask, it would help continue on. It'd help be an extra layer of defense. Well, the problem is at that point is, again, this is supposed to be America. This is supposed to be free, and again, you're being paranoid and worrying about something that doesn't necessarily have a very high mortality rate.
Sweatimus Prime over there, one of my favorite things to see is how they report the data. Is your percentage too low? Report total cases. Numbers are too low? Report the percentage.
Yep.
Numbers and percentage are low? Report the percentage amount of change.
Yep. because it's all in how you present things and how you do it. This is why it is crucial to turn around and go back and do your own homework. And I know it is so boring sometimes.
Ugh,
it is
nobody wants
laborsome.
to do
we
it.
hate doing it, but I mean it's nature of the beast. If you want to know what the hell you're talking about, you kind of have to.
You got to dive in, and you know what?
do it
Half the
yourself.
time we don't know what we're talking about.
No, you don't. But I know enough to know that you're fear mongering. That's the bottom line. You're worrying about stuff. You're trying to bully people into something. And I keep coming back to why. Why are they pushing this so hard, but they've never done this with the flu? Why are they doing this now?
Right.
What is behind it all?
See Tech Rue over there, and we have a couple of you guys out there on the Twitters letting us know, hey, so and so died of this, and people that which
Again,
as
we're
we
praying
said,
for y'all.
We're praying for y'all, man. That's crazy. Tech Rue over there specifically saying that he had one person that died from Rona and one person that died from the vaccine, so it's not a good score for him.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is, and you won't know how your body reacts to it until you take it.
Right. Because they have no way of proving that it's going to be safe.
Which is why they can't mandate it.
Well, they can mandate it, but they can't make it,
No.
FDA approve it. They
But
can't
that's they can't mandate you get it.
Right.
Now, certain jobs may require you to do it, and that's a little different. A company can make their own decision, and sadly, and we've said this before on the air, we'll be unemployed. At least I will be. I'm not getting stuck. I don't care how good of a job is.
Yeah.
I don't care how good of the opportunity is.
I'll drop it.
I'm not going to be stuck in a situation where I am
Actually,
forced to get.
I won't drop it. I will just not get it. And then when they decide to fire me, they decide to fire me.
Yeah, and then we'll push everything from that point.
That unemployment.
Yeah.
So
And now for something completely different.
since we have the button, I want you to hear from this lady.
Okay.
This lady, she's Cuban American.
Okay.
She's a Democrat,
Now,
and she has a problem.
okay.
Okay. I want you to hear her out.
Okay.
It's only 2 minutes.
Now hold on. When she says, I hate when people do this whole Cuban American thing.
She is actually from Cuba.
And she's a legalized citizen.
Yes.
Okay. Fair
Okay.
enough. Then she is actually Cuban American.
All right.
Okay, good.
You'll hear
Go
it in
ahead.
her voice.
Hi, my name is Elena. I am Cuban. I live in Miami. I am a scientist. I am a Democrat. I voted for Joe Biden. And I have a message for CNN, for NPR, for President Biden, and for all of the progressive media and politicians. I want to know why you're so afraid to cover the news in Cuba right now by saying the truth. Why are you so afraid of calling Cuba's protests the protest for freedom from the dictatorship?
What do you think that is?
Oh, we know why it is, because they're doing the exact same thing, and if they call it out, then that means they're acknowledging
They're calling about
that,
their own thing.
Yeah, they're acknowledging that they're just as bad.
See, the problem is, lady, and I'm sorry that this is happening to the people that you know and that you live, love, and that you lived with, that you ran away from so that you can find freedom. I'm sorry that it's happening to them, but you voted wrong.
Yeah,
You voted for what you thought was freedom, but now you're finding out that it's actually slavery.
Yeah.
You voted for slavery. You voted for socialism. You voted for people who represent the same thing
That you
as
left.
as the person that you left.
Yeah.
And that may be because of familiarity.
Yeah.
One of the things that actually happens is you don't necessarily see it until it comes to fruition, and you're like, oh crap, that's the same thing I did on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. People have have a great time with words.
Yep.
They love milling these words around and pushing them into places and making them work for themselves, and always to the pleasure of your ears and the pleasure of their pockets.
Yep. That's why it's incredibly important that when you speak as a person, you need to be,
Concise.
concise, but you say what you mean and mean what you say.
Always be honest about it.
Yeah, and make sure and take the time. Don't just jump into it and say something just so you can have a report back on it. Think about the words you're using.
We don't always.
No, we don't.
We don't always.
I don't. But but it's a struggle for everybody. But that's the key, is you have to be able to say it, because not necessarily so nobody can come back later and be like, oh, you said. Not even just that.
No.
Just that's our problem is people will mince words, and it'll be on the surface, it'll all be truth until you look at a single thing and go, wait a second.
That's not what they meant. Is
That
it?
one word changes the entire meaning. And unless you're paying attention and knowing what's going on, you're going to miss it.
Yep.
and you're going to fall for this stuff.
They're chanting for the end of the dictatorship. You're covering these protests by saying that they're asking for vaccines, that they're asking for food, that they're asking for blackouts to end, all of that. No,
Okay.
no.
Hold on.
That's not.
This is kind of like what Puerto Rico was doing, right? This is the same thing they did
Venezuela?
for Puerto Rico. No, I'm saying Puerto Rico whenever the hurricane hit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Trump is not doing this. These people are angry. They're not getting their supplies. We're not helping them. We don't want to. And the whole time they're like, no, we've sent you a bunch of crap and it's sitting there going to waste. And, you're
And
not
the
even
government's
using
not letting you get it.
Yeah.
It's sitting on the airfield right there.
You're shocked by all this.
Here's pictures.
Now, I'm just saying, Pumpkin.
Whereas this is, we have American citizens trying to go, and the Coast Guard is keeping us from going.
Yeah, it's really weird how
It's really awkward.
The bad part about this is obviously she's been here long enough to have been through seen what happened in Puerto Rico. She has to have been here long enough for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fact of the matter is that you've seen it. There's been examples, Pumpkin, and you still admit that you chose to go the progressive left route. You still chose to go the Joe Biden and everything route after seeing
What they've done.
what they've been doing, and not forget even that side of it. You see what they did with CNN and how they all acted with all this stuff, and you're doing it. It is only because of the.
It might have been because of her occupation, where she was just surrounded by that sort of people.
Well, maybe, but I was gonna say it also at this point is it primarily she's speaking out because of the fact that now it has to do with something you care about. They finally have come for you. And now you're like, oh, wait, this isn't right. No. It wasn't right from the beginning. And if you can't call it out then I mean, I'm glad that you're calling it out. I'm glad you're doing it now, but you need to.
I'm here to support you on that one.
Yeah, let's be intellectually honest about this.
Right.
Just saying.
Know what they're asking for. Listen to them. It's loud and clear. Abajo la dictadura. Down with the dictatorship. It's the end of the regime. This is the only chance that they have. And if you keep bringing the embargo in, listen, we could have talked about the embargo last week, last month. I don't care. I agree with you. The embargo makes no sense. It needs to end, all of that. But that's the same narrative that the oppressors are using there. They're blaming everything on the embargo. Stop bringing the embargo up. NPR, shame on you.
So
she's right.
She is right. And one of the things about the embargo, I think we touched on this when we hit Cuba the other day. The embargo doesn't mean anything to Cuba.
No.
It means absolutely nothing to Cuba. Cuba trades with everyone else except for America.
And not for nothing, America doesn't exactly make anything anyway.
Right.
So what are they missing out on?
The stuff that they would get from us, they'd also get from Mexico, or they'd also get from China, or they'd also get from... It doesn't matter. Yeah. Cuba has great trade relations with Russia, with China, with Mexico, with South America. They've got great trade relations everywhere else but America. There's absolutely no reason why the embargo has any effect on them at all.
Yeah. Because again, we don't make anything.
I heard your interview today, and every time the person you were interviewing brought up the reality of what the protests were all about, which is one thing, the end of the regime, you kept bringing the embargo, and your headline was all about Cubans protesting for food shortages to end and blah, blah, blah.
Look, Cuba's had shortages forever.
Cuba doesn't even have a new car, and they haven't had a new car since the 60s.
Yeah, everything they've done is in shortage. They have been under this regime for so long. Everything is in shortage.
Shortage is their life, and you should know that because you came from there.
Shortage is Cuban's middle name. That's what.
It's kind of sad.
It's true though.
It's kind of sad.
But it's true. When you've been under this before, it's how it all goes.
Yeah. So, you're concerned that NPR is using the embargo as the headline instead of the down with the regime factor. Well, if they headlined down with the regime and then they headlined exactly what the regime was doing, Americans would actually put together that our government currently is doing the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So they can't do that because they're NPR.
Yeah, National Public
radio.
Yeah.
Paid for by the government, no longer viewers like you.
You know, if we were, well, yeah.
And the foundations. And
Well,
all
it
the
is the
rest.
viewers like you. It's just
Taxes.
Taxes.
Paid for by your tax dollars.
Yeah.
And that's why they can talk and make you fall asleep and not worry about it.
I know. It's irritating when they do all this stuff because she's all upset at NPR. Most of the people who listen to NPR, most of the people who listen to CNN or any of these other places, most of the people listen to mainstream media, period.
For the intent of actually listening for news.
Well, yeah, most people do it because that's what they claim to be. But most people who listen to them, period, are not, and this is coming from a purely Christian standpoint, so
Sure, okay.
are not very smart. And I mean from the angle of they're not, they're willfully ignorant. They don't actually check on the stuff. They don't pay attention to stuff.
I was going to say, because they come from like the smartest realm of folks.
Yeah, well, again, there's
Intellectual folks.
I would argue, and I don't have anything to back it up, but there's a point where intelligence can become so prominent that eventually
You're dumb.
You become dumb again.
Yeah, it's a circle jerk.
It is. It's a giant. It's circular. Anyway, they don't listen to NPR or watch CNN or any of these other things because they have time to know what the hell's going on. They want to be told so they can sound good at their parties.
Be informed.
Yeah, so they can go to their golf courses or their cocktail parties, or whatever.
To Cuba.
Yes, and when someone's talking about Cuba, they can put in their 2 cents that they heard about, so they are part of the group, and
Right.
they're not considered out, and blah blah. That's all it's there for.
Yeah.
But nobody's doing any actual research. Like you said, nobody's actually paying attention and actually reporting any of this stuff properly.
And that's one of the issues, and I'm glad you're pointing it out. But once again, darling,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Come on to our side. It's so much better over here.
It's so much better over here.
We need the truth right now, and
You're
there's
right.
nothing unprogressive about that. There's nothing unprogressive about saying that.
There is a lot of things unprogressive about saying the truth. And I'm sorry.
This is where she
This is where she fell off.
Well, no, this is where she is.
This is where she's brainwashed.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
everybody's
yeah.
brainwashed to a certain extent. This is where she has been brainwashed.
And again, going back to that
She
words
believes-
matter.
Yeah,
Say what you
believes,
mean. Yep.
She believes that truth and progressivism
Are the
same thing.
Yep.
She believes that the only way you can progress is to be in truth, and that is incorrect.
Well, to a point, she's right, but her problem with it is
it's incorrect in politics.
yes, because they're not going to allow that.
No.
They have it's this.
Being truthful in politics is suicide.
Yes, you're not going to get anywhere. She's right that being truthful is progressive. If
In your
everyone-
personal life.
you move forward as a human being, life goes better. Da 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 da.
Yes,
but
that is correct.
Politics, it doesn't work that way because to be truthful means to lose voters. It means to admit that you, as the
We're wrong.
servant, have failed or you're wrong. All of these other things, and how be it, these leaders can't say that they're wrong. They can't be wrong
Because they're not
leaders.
well, they're not
the
leaders.
judge.
They're once again, they're not leaders.
Nah, but you
Yeah,
see
I
my
get it. Yeah,
point. And
yes,
again,
yes.
that's the other side of the coin.
She fell for the trap.
She did, and God bless her. Like, there's a lot of people like that.
And I'm so sorry that you did. I'm so sorry.
Sad.
The Cubans are trying to get rid of one of the worst dictatorships in the history of Latin America. This is bad. Well, let me tell you the facts. Right now,
Okay.
the people in Cuba are being imprisoned, are being tortured, are disappearing
Yep.
only for protesting. They are unarmed. They're fighting against a very heavily armed and stronger
Military?
state, and they have no help. So we need action, we need help, and we need truth. Please.
That was it. She's calling for help. She's
God
calling
bless her.
for truth.
God bless her. Like, you
I
can hear
wish-
the
yeah.
sincerity in her
She
voice.
actually is desperate for this.
No, and I completely agree. Like, if I had family and I had people set up, and I would be the exact same way.
Yeah.
I do have a little. I would disagree a tad about the worst dictatorship in the entire Latin
Yeah.
area. You know,
Yeah.
type. I could think of a couple that
There
might
were
be
some-
worse.
There were some peoples down there.
You know,
they were
like
pretty bad.
Che Guevara comes to mind. I know.
You said the fabled name.
I know. There's a lot of people who are sporting T-shirts right now. I'm sure.
That Che
What?
shirt.
This-
What? This guy was a revolutionary. He didn't do anything wrong. He killed thousands
a lot
of
of people. He liked to kill gay people for fun.
Yeah, it was one of those guys.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
Looking at you, quilt bags.
I know. There was one other one I'm thinking of, and I can't think of his name. He was in like part of South America too. God bless it. I had it.
There was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a bunch.
There's a lot.
If you are an evil dictator and you happen to have been in South America, pretty much you're probably about the same as this guy or more.
Yeah. I mean,
it's happened multiple times, and every time it happens, we go through this point. Yeah.
This is what happens when you have totalitarian socialistic dictatorships running countries.
By the way, the reason for the embargo was at the time the ruler was pretty much as bad or worse than what they have right now.
Yes. And
in Cuba.
We're not going to give you anything. And they still kind of
said, okay, whatever.
Yeah. They weren't missing
We're going to go to
anything.
China.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sweatimus Prime over Twitter at DOA Show. It reminds me of a Martin Niemöller's First They Came For.
Yeah. That's kind of touchy there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well,
at least it wasn't Leonard Nimoy.
It's true. It's pretty close. Pretty close.
I almost said that, by the way, just to see if anybody would catch it.
I would have gone there. So while she's having this impassioned speech on the social networks,
okay,
she's doing all of this stuff. A Democrat lawmaker,
in
Michigan,
oh God, here we go,
reportedly spent $221 of his campaign money at a strip club for constituent meeting prospects and to discuss potential economic projects.
Sure he
in
did.
Detroit.
Sure he did.
The paper said that Representative Joel Jones turned in his new fundraising disclosure report on Sunday and added that Jones, in a phone interview, described the Pantheon Club, the Dearborn spot where in March 8th meeting took place, as a lounge.
In Dearborn? I thought Dearborn had been taken over by Muslims and Somalians.
Yes, but they still have the places.
No, I thought it was like completely took over.
Oh, no. It's just politically taken over.
Okay.
The news reported that Jones said that he wasn't sure if it was a strip club before the phone call became disconnected. But the paper said that the Twitter account using the Pantheon Club described it as, quote, the oldest and most established gentlemen's club in Michigan.
Well, okay.
Anything described as a gentleman's club is not a gentleman's club.
No.
See, when I hear gentleman's club, before
you think of a smoking lounge.
Before I understood as growing up, if I heard the term gentleman's club, I thought pool hall with a smoking lounge and pipe tobacco and whiskey.
Yeah,
like
cigars.
That's what I thought of. Before I knew what it meant.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
I did too.
I thought of they have an area, a sitting lounge with a library kind of thing.
Yep, that's
and a hearth and a fire. The whole
piano's playing, Beethoven or something.
We should make a real gentleman's club.
I thought about that actually.
That sounds amazing.
You just hand it out. Here's you different types of scotch or bourbon or
a true gentleman's
cigars.
Club.
You have to wear a jacket to come in.
Right, a smoking jacket.
Yeah,
literally, you have to have a smoking jacket.
Yes, and you by all means can rent one from.
And you can rent one, and you don't have to smoke.
No, you don't have to.
But you have to at least wear the jacket.
Yeah. If you come in with your own cravat, then we can turn around.
Oh, buddy.
We'll give you a discount.
Right.
And if that cravat has a pin in it,
son of a gun.
Somebody's going to VIP.
That's right. The third term lawmaker noted that the news noted to the news in a text message after the interview, quote, "We have to meet people where they're at sometimes. # holla."
He's the third term?
Uh-huh.
#
holla.
Oh my!
You want to see him?
God, no, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
you do. # holla.
No, I like the rest of that. If you finish up the where he's # Afterwards, he after the holla part added that the Pantheon Club had quote,
Great lamb chops.
great lamb chops because yes, everyone goes to a strip club to eat. I'm sorry, I have, due to my my career in the military, I have frequented a
Couple gentlemen's clubs.
a gentleman's club or two. Well,
I wouldn't trust food in
around the world.
I would never trust food in those locations.
It is. I don't care what they offer. It's new. I've never come across any that's actually like good. It's tolerable, but it's not like.
Let's just say you don't go there for the meat.
No. No.
Jones' campaign finance disclosure showed more than $6,400 spent at restaurants and lounges for meetings from January 1st to July 20th. That's from the news. The expenditures included $696 at Ferrero's Italian restaurant wine bar in Las Vegas. He's from Michigan.
What is he doing in Vegas? Like you can't say you're meeting people in Vegas to.
He was meeting other legislators. Also, $514 in John's Good Time Bar and Grill in Inkster.
Okay.
A week after the meeting with community stakeholders on potential projects.
So he thinks that only business gets done if he goes out somewhere. He doesn't stay in his office.
Well, apparently it's not uncommon for people to use campaign funds to go and pay for food and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're truly trying to get something done, does it have to be over dinner? I understand.
Would you be more amiable to after dinner or before? Like after your stomach is full, would you be nicer, or when you're starving and hungry?
Well, that's when you plan it before, either after lunch or something like that. You don't come to my office. We're going to talk about this. Like the idea of going out and spending money on people like that to go eat and. You got to spend money to make money. No, stop it. Stop it.
Sweatimus Prime over there on the Twitters at DOA Show. A pool hall, tobacco, stop. I can only get so erect.
No, I'm just saying it would be nice to.
Right?
I like the idea.
I really like this idea.
You can't fix stupid, Sean, over on Facebook. It will forever be the greatest saying. You can't fix stupid.
That's right.
You're absolutely right. This guy is something else. Well, I mean, but it is Detroit. It is Detroit.
Michigan.
Who shocked?
It is the Michigans.
Anyone? Anyone.
It is the Michigans.
Never mind. I almost said something that would have been blatantly like stereotypical, and I'm not going to.
Don't do it.
I'm not.
Don't do it.
But it would have been really good. It's really good.
And finally,
a student working on his master's in the Department of Gender Studies at London School of Economics.
Keep going.
Now,
keep going.
No, but just for a moment.
We don't have time.
I know, but just for a moment. Listen to that. The Department of Gender Studies at the London School of Economics. Enlighten me as to what the hell one has to do with the other.
How dare you?
Anyhoosen wrote in his paper, quote, "We go unnoticed right up until the moment they scream for mercy. Am I a threat to you? Do I send chills down your spine? Picture this. I hold a knife to your throat and spit my transness into your ear. Does that turn you on? Are you scared? I am sure effing hope so." End quote. First off, the line about him spitting the transness into his ear, all I could think about was the little yellow fish from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The babblefish.
The babblefish. Now he suddenly can hear and understand all translations of all words of everything everywhere in the universe.
Right, yeah.
Matt Thompson's paper, Trans Endemics. I had to read that three times to make sure I got that right.
Trans Endemics, yeah.
Embodying viral and monstrous threat in times of pandemic. End quote. It's one of 4 papers, so it's a series.
It's a series.
In a session called No Time, No Turfs, No Norms, as part of a course titled Transitional Sex Politics, taught by Dr. Jacob Breslow and Professor Claire Hemmings. A TERF is a feminist who excludes the rights of transgender women from their advocacy of women's rights. That according to Oxford Languages.
I'm sorry, what?
Thompson identifies as a gender effing, according to the post-millennial. I don't know what.
What?
Well, I don't know what a gender effing means.
What does that mean?
Because it's the effing, as in the 4-letter thou
so
shalt
all
not
of
say.
them.
Yeah.
So you just go all the way.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like? Didn't they all have a name for that? Officially?
Jimmy,
a pan or something. I don't know.
Pan something.
Anyway, once apprised of the paper's content by a group called Sex Matters, the London School of Economics yanked the paper, tweeting, quote, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. This presentation did not abide by the school's code of practice on free speech and has been removed from the relevant student conference pages," end quote. The code practice of free speech? It's free speech. If it's free speech, there is no code of practice. Just so we're clear. In the paper, Thompson wrote, quote, "Tell me, what do you find threatening? The police? Men? Me? When you see me walking down the street with my long blonde hair, heeled combat boots, makeup to die for, are you scared? You should be.
Why?
When I walk down the street, I see people who hate me and admire me, want to kill me, and want to F me. They see a threat. I see a weakness. I am both a threat and threatened. I am the monster in your nightmares. I am the one that champions in the night. I am Batman." No, I'm sorry. I added the rest of that myself. It goes on and on and on and on and on about this.
I am your nightmare.
I know. It's so stupid.
What?
And again, this was in the School of Economics. What
does this have to do with
gender
economics?
studies have to do with economics? I have no earthly idea.
But apparently this guy is very angry, and this is one of the reasons
Or girl.
This
In
guy.
her-
No, this is a guy. This is definitely a guy.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm sorry. Guys transitioning into girls seem to be a lot more aggressive.
I wonder why. Just saying. You know what might?
It's definitely not because...
You know what might help them calm down is a little bit of coffee from American Pride Roasters coffee.
I would say that it would definitely make them feel happier.
It should. It literally is historically great coffee. It's guaranteed to make you swallow every single time that you put it into your mouth. This guy's life sucks.
It would be so much better
if he had American Pride Roasters coffee. AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
It would also be better if he decided to go to listen to Mojo 50 Radio.
Well, maybe not. Not if we're talking.
It depends on the thing.
It does.
Oh, yeah. Mojo 50 Radio, Mojo 50 Radio button on the iHeartRadio channel. Go check out our website, doaeshow.com, and find us on all the social medias at DOAE Show.
Yep. We will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
Bye.